But yeah, good night, guys. No. Dude, can we just close this down now? I'm tired of you holding the gun to my head. But yeah, you're just tripping out. Anyways, peace out. No. And that's why this game is that's why this game is absolute trash. Ha 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 ha. Large AoEs and stuff. But stupid, bro. I hate that. But you can just shoot people down, switch weapons, throw them around. Essentially be like a one-man army type of deal, but you're like some sort of crazy dude in the gang, but like you don't know who you are, amnesia type of thing. I'd say something along the lines of that. But I mean, there's even a bathroom scene just like John Wick, so I'd say it's a clone like that for sure. But as a whole, by and large, this game is pretty confident in what it does. It's not really too worried about it. I mean, it has like a difficulty level, I'd say, to an extent. Maybe in some ways on the normal difficulty it's not all that difficult. And obviously it'll get like, you know, exceedingly harder the higher the levels you go up. But I'd recommend playing this game between normal and hard. I mean, you need difficult and it's going to be more of a challenge than anything, and then any lower than those and it's going to be pretty much just like baby mode, journalist mode. As a whole, I'd probably give this game a solid 0 out of 10. Just, you know, it's there, but I just don't think that there's anything in it that actually makes it like worth playing, if that makes any sense. It's just all out of whack, and what's even worse is the fact that you can hit and kill people with a plunger, and not only that, but you can throw it onto their face and they just die like that. The force of you throwing a plunger kills people. Okay. And then on top of that, the score is pretty darn entertaining and enjoyable. I'd give it a solid 1 out of 10. I'd honestly think that it's a pretty interesting system. Doesn't really like mean too much, but props where props are due. It's pretty good that you didn't even know existed until now, to being like a cabbage patch baby, like turquoise with pink hair. You know, it's just all in all, I'd highly recommend it. This game is just absolutely going crazy with it, and as a whole, can't really deny it that all in all, by and all, this game is pretty darn fun. It's I think like kind of like a little bit of a adrenaline pumping style. It's pretty stupid like that. You can literally like hitman assassinate people just to end a fight, and top tier in regards to its overall, like, I don't know, vision as a game. It's kind of basic when you think about it. There's plenty of clones out there. I mean, Dead Rising is the simplest of them. There's like Warriors, Orochi, kind of beat 'em ups. Is that what it's called? Other than that though, it's pretty darn crazy. We're nearby, but we'll let the bozos. And there's plenty of things happening. I guess you could kind of, I don't know, kind of gives me like Hades vibes, things like that, just with a slightly different story. You know what? I'd call these like the baby of like, I'd say like Batman, like Arkham series beat 'em ups, mixed with like top-down angles like Hades, and mixing basically like John Wick fighting and that little spice of that one game, but I don't remember what it's called. Anyways, this game is absolutely, it just doesn't make any sense at all. It's super based around like just beating everyone up no matter what. It's really similar to My Friend Pedro, and mixed in with a little bit of I don't know, that like John Wick kung fu style of fighting mixed with like Hades, whatever, you know, Batman, Arkham, whatever. This game is its own thing, and I have to admit that it's pretty darn confident with it, because all in all, it may seem like kind of just like the same old game, but the story is pretty interesting in its own little way. Like, it's comedic, takes itself kind of seriously in a joking type of way, irony, satire. As a whole though, I mean, you can go from meeting to like a random ass dude, and the comedy is, I'd say, pretty low tier. It's absolute trash. But moving on past that, there's crazy little creatures you can find, like that rat face thing. Absolutely disgusting. It's not even disgusting, but it's super ugly. Not even including that, this dude is so like stupid to fight. It's like basically like a constant AoE. You have to like do like kind of some weird like in and out style where a lot of the times, like, no matter where you are, it just kind of doesn't really matter. It's just constantly playing that range because of it's like, I'm not really gonna continue editing this video because I don't know, seems to have worked in his own little way. Maybe just chop up the video and give some weird little effects or whatever, but like, nothing too crazy. It's just kind of, you know, doesn't really have any needs or anything like that. So definitely I'm just gonna let that happen. And that for real is why this game makes me want to cry. Midnight Express cry. Or I could say train wreck, train death, and that's why I'm dead. Ga 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 ga. Yeah, good night guys. No, let's not say that. But yeah, good night guys. Fun game, but only to a certain extent. It just kind of does what it wants to do, and I think because of that, I'd argue it's pretty cool like that, I suppose. Yeah, that's really it. I'm kind of done, so I'm gonna just go ahead and wrap this up. Basically just say bye, peace out, y'all cool. Nah, not really. Anyways, bye guys, peace out. Psych, got you. Anyways, I'm gonna go on and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have to admit that all in all, it's a genuinely like 5 to 7 out of 10 game. It's pretty good for what it is. You know, 5 is mid, but I'd say it's a little above average in regards to everything. It's really smooth, it's really suave. It's kind of just, you know, like kind of like Babyface, I suppose. He's baby as a game. I don't know. It's got its own little thing to some extent, but only for so long, and then you're kind of just moving on and dealing with something else. But I have to admit that for what it's worth, it's got its own little like quirks and I'd say, I don't know, ubiquities, uniqueness, whatever. I'd give it a solid, I mean, 8 or 9 out of 10 on that. It's, you know, like I've said before, pretty confident in its style, and that's what makes it pretty trash. And overall, that's why I think this is a game of the year, by far best game in the whole wide world. I'm kind of intro in 3, 2, 1. Bro, this game is absolute trash. I'm just playing. Anyways, this game does make me cry. Call it Midnight Express's Guide to Crying. Anyways, this game is absolutely bonkers, and I'm talking about crazy, and that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, this game's pretty darn insane. Just to go into it real quick, best way I can explain it is that it's essentially like a, I don't know, if a game was based in like 1980s, 1990s, like, you know, Rambo, whatever age type of thing. I would definitely consider this game to be somewhat part of that, mixed with like the Keanu Reeves, John Wick style of like gameplay, I'd say. Closest thing you'll find, not necessarily the same things, but pretty darn close if I do say so myself. But I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this game. There's customization, levels, you can even get like certain achievements and different costumes. Honestly, all in all, I'd say it's pretty